Let's start learning Torah. Okay, we're on Memchesim Beis. We're on the third wide line. Eloshay Mashchirin. So the Mishnah spoke about that we have these two basins, jugs, however you want to call them, one for wine, one for water. And we said that the jugs are blackened. So in our minds, we right away say, oh, because the wine in the jug, it makes it. Says the Gemara on the third wide line, Bishlama, I understand the Yayin Mashchir. I understand that wine blackens. Makes sense, right? Wine gets all echi. Ever forget to wash out the becher? It gets gross. So Bishlama the Yayin Mashchir. But says the Gemara, but I lost the place. Dimaya, that of water, Dimaya, Amaya Mashchir. Why does water cause the jug to get all echi? It's just water. Says the Gemara, I'll tell you why. Kivan da Amar Mar. Since Mar said, this is quoting the Mishnah now. Ira shel mayim litoich shel yayin. If they mix them up, remember the Mishnah said that they put the wine into the oil into the wine. Shel yayin, another one of wine, the shel mayim. Yatsa shamayim asalashchuri. So what could happen? The water one could also get echi.
What does Rashi do with that?
Oh, I don't know. At the same kasha, I don't know. Because Rashi seemed to have indicated just meant that in different locations. I have absolutely no clue. I was negligent. I didn't get a chance to look it up. I don't know. I was negligent. I didn't look into it. I still it's a standing debt on me. I have to look into Shittas Rashi and get clarity. I apologize, I didn't get to it. But that is Shtickle Gemara number 1. Number 2, Umenu Kavim, and it has holes. Kimin Beis Choitmin, like 2 nostrils. Choitmin, nostrils. Lema Mas Nisan Rabbi Yehudahi. Let us suggest that our Mishnah is Shitas Rabbi Yehuda. V'loi Rabbanon, and not the Rabban. What does this mean? Ditanan, we learned in our Mishnah. Rabbi Yehuda, remember that little line of Rabbi Yehuda? He interjected into the Mishnah. It's on the 4th line from the top of the Amud. What did Rabbi Yehuda say? Rabbi Yehuda, belugaya menasech. It was 1 lug and not 3. And kol shemaina in all 8 days. So suggests the Gemara that the Mishnah seemingly is Rabbi Yehuda. Why? De'i Rabbanon. Because if it is the Rabbanon, ki hadadininu, they are the same. Ki hadadininu. What does that mean? Everyone together, let's allow Rashi to speak out what exactly is going on over here. Rashi is all the way at the bottom, 5 lines from the bottom. Lema mas nisan. Says Rashi, suggesting that our Mishnah, Lema mas nisan, suggests our Mishnah is Rabbi Yehuda. Debai, the Mishnah that required, ba'i, needed, echad me'oveh, 1 thick, v'echad dak, and 1 thin. Rabbi Yehudi. Why? The Amar that said, Shel Mayim was a lug, V'shel Yayin was Revius Ahin. That's a measurement. Ksiv b'nischei tamid, which is Hainu is how much? Gimel lugin. Shahin shnei maser lug. So if you have 1 lug of water and 3 lug of wine, now I understand. When we read the Mishnah, we said what? We said, you know why you have to have different size holes? Because wine is thicker. Says the Gemara, no. Very simple. There's more wine than water. So how much time does it take to pour? Erev Tov Rav Shagi. How much time does it take to pour 3 lug versus 1 lug? It takes longer. Make the hole bigger. So says the Gemara, if the Mishnah is Rabbi Yehuda, then it is very gishmak. Because di Rabbanon, ki adadininu, they're the same. So what's the question if they're the same? So why does 1 hole have to be bigger? Answers the Gemara what we originally all assumed, because we know science and we know viscosity and we know that wine is thicker than water. Answers the Gemara, afilu tema Rabbanon. No, to even the Rabbanon. How could it be? One lug of each. Why do you need one whole beger? Chamra, wine, samich, is thick. Yayin, water, kolish, is thin, or it's the same word that means weak. So says the Gemara, as we thought originally, there are different holes purely because of the different thicknesses of the liquids. Hachinami mistavron, says the Gemara, this is logical. This is logical that what? That the Mishnah is not necessarily Rabbi Yehuda, but even the Rabbanan.
Where did we get that? There's saying, oh, there's more wine than water.
So that's as Rashi quoted, that's a different machlekes elsewhere. The Rabbi Yehuda happens to hold that there's only one lug of water and 3 lug of wine. The Rabbanan hold it's everything is the same. Where Rabbi Yehuda knows that, that's a drasha and a pasuk elsewhere. That's not our sugya. But the Gemara is saying, however, Rabbi Yehuda knew that. It comes out, it's easy to understand why there are different holes. Suggests the Gemara, no, it can even be the Rabbanan. Now says the Gemara, Hachinami b'savra. It's logical. Why is it logical? The Rabbi Yehuda rochav v'kotzar islay, wide and narrow. Rochav means wide. V'kotzar means literally short or narrow. Let's see what that means. The Tanya, as we learned in a brayso, Rabbi Yehuda Imer says, Rabbi Yehuda, Shnei Kashvaot Hayusham. What is a Kashvaot? Kashvaot is, so if you see on the side of your Gemara, everyone see a little letter next to Kashvaot? Anyone have a letter there? You see the letter? Hey, so it goes all the way to the side. It says Pirush Kelim. Kashvaot, you know what this kashvaot are? It's a keli, it's a vessel. Miloshin kashot hanesach. So I don't know what kashot hanesach is, but I now know that you know what kashvaot are? Kalim. Okay, so what's going on here? Let's go back to the Gemara. Titania, we learned in our brayso. Rabbi Yehuda Imer says Rabbi Yehuda, Shnei kashvaot hayusham. There were 2 kelim. Echad shel mayim, 1 for water, v'echad shel yayin, and 1 of wine. And listen to this. Shel yayin pia rochav. The kli of wine had a wider spout. Its mouth was wide. And shel mayim of water, pia kotzar. Its mouth was short, was narrow. Why? Kidei, so that sheyu shneim, both of them should be kolin, should finish bivas achas. Shema mina. So now we have a beautiful raya, because Rabbi Yehuda already took care of the different quantities by having different spouts in the kili. So where do we have to have different holes? Says the Gemara that shitas rabbanan, that why do we need a larger hole? Why do we need a smaller hole? In order to satisfy the different thicknesses in the liquids. I actually think. Do you have pictures in yours? Who has pictures in their Gemara? I think they have a picture of this.
This is when they're pouring it in.
Yeah. I want to show a picture. Is there a picture there in Chasam base? I think there's a picture. I don't remember the picture. Give me a moment. Let's see. Let's see. No. Oh, here we go. Yes. Here. Go open the back of your thing in page 57. 57. You don't have it? Okay. Just want to see what it says over here. They only show one picture. And I think this picture is wrong.
Don't worry, the share is still going on.
Right. Okay, I'll show you the picture. I think it's the wrong picture. I don't want to share the wrong picture. I think they messed it up. Point of the story is, there's. They didn't nail it. Is Vahadar? Drop the ball. Okay, here, look at this picture over here. It shows the thing, but doesn't. This one is a better one. Oh, this is it. Oh, Tazoi.
What's the same?
Right.
Yeah, they didn't get this one. This is it. This is it. Come on. Kola Atazoi, Kola Lashon comes into this. There we go. Baruch Hashem. Okay. Here we go. What's going on over here? There's two different. This is weird what they do over here. But let's start over here. Look at this picture. This picture is the best. I'll show you guys in the camera first. These are the jugs. On the bottom of the jug, they're different. Start with this picture up here. That's the easy one to see. See the bottom of the jug are different size holes. So when you pour it in, it goes down at different lengths. That is the simple shot in the Mishnah. Yeah, now I understand what's going on over here. We have a whole machlekes Rashi and Taisus, and each picture is taking a different sheet, and it's making us very confused. Rashi learns that it's not at the bottom; it's those little shtickles coming out of the side, as you see over here. But Rabbi Yehuda's learning that the other jug had different. Rabbi Yehuda's learning it's in the jug that you poured from. Look at this picture down here. He's learning that the pouring jug came out different lengths. You see that picture? I'm going to say it in words once we see a little bit of a picture. Basically, what's going on over here, and guys on Zoom, I'll explain it in words. We have the jug that they poured from, and the jug they poured in. There's two things happening simultaneously. Okay, this cup sitting on top of the mizbeach. Kayin comes with his jug and pours it in. Be careful. I did that today. Get all over me. I tried to pour it in and didn't realize it came. I'm sitting in my car. I'm like, oh my gosh. Anyways, so the Kayin pours azai. Now, one is wine, one is wine, one is water. In this cup, either there's a hole in the bottom or there's a spout out the side. So there's two ways to make sure that everything finishes at the same moment. Either, says Rav Yehuda, the spout on the jug was different. The spout on the jug, right? Look at the lashon of Rav Yehuda. One, I think it explains that in the note of there, right? A little bit. A bissel better, right? Yeah. Bissel better. Did they show you that these two are different sizes?
Yeah. Looks like it.
No, she put cooked. That's one of those. Look at that.
Either whether what you're pouring into,
correct,
or the
either does this jug that I pour from have a different size spout? That's what Yehuda says, or is it the let's not make a mess. Or is it the drain on the bottom or the side? Is it a different size? But the bottom line is what we're trying to accomplish is that when both of these things are poured simultaneously, I finish pouring and the mizbeach finishes. It goes into the mizbeach at exactly the same moment. So we thought that the Mishnah was Rabbi Yehuda. Says the Gemara, no. You know why? Because we have a brisa that says Rabbi Yehuda learns that the spout was good. Are we clear? The pictures might have just confused us more, but are we clear?
I think so.
I'm fair. I was asking originally, like,
That's what you're asking, right?
like,
Exactly.
which
Good. And we if you so it happens to be if we go look at Rashi, it's machlekes Rashi and Tosfos over here, but if you look at top Rashi,
according to Judah holds that there were different amounts. Then
so there's two things they have to take care of.
Right.
Number one, wine is more viscous, it's thicker. And number two, it's a larger quantity. It's two things they have to take care of, according to Yehuda. According to Chachamim, it's just the thickness. Correct. Look at the top Rashi. Now let's go back for a moment. Rashi says, Kimin shnei chayt min dakin, all the way to the top Lamed. Chaytim echad besafo. There's one hole in the jug. V'nekev echad b'chaytmai. And there's another hole at its nose, literally. So this is Rashi. That's the picture is showing that there's like a spigot sticking out. Yeah. Correct. The spigot sticking out, that's going to be the nose. That's how Rashi learns. The kohen pours b'fiasav falim. V'anesachem mekalchem v'gerin derech hachaytmin. It goes through the nose like a mizbeach. And in the mizbeach, hayonek, it was another hole that the wine and the water went in at the same time. So again, in the mizbeach is a hole. And these two jugs either has a hole at the bottom or has a spout coming out the side. And then as they poured, those spouts might have been different. That's going to be the machlekes Rav Yehuda and the Chachamim. Mayridik. Says the Gemara one job further, because it's going to be the last shtickle that we do for Abyssal. Tanarabanan, a story. Maisa bitziduki achad. There was a tzeduki. Sheni zechal gabi raglov that he poured on his legs. But Gramua Kolam, what do? They pelted him Besorgim. Vaisayim, you know what happened? You know, like the bar mitzvah bacher, you have the guy that winds up. Never forget, I was at a bar mitzvah. Beth Shalom. I remember Beth Shalom in the 5 towns. I've been there, massive shul. So we're in the back, the boys are in the back. The kid was wound up to throw a fastball, like an 80-year-old cute little man's walking in front. Boom! Smashed him. They called Atzala. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. Someone they blamed the kids. He's just being a kid. What do you want from him? Like, why did the old man walk in front? Walk in a batting cage. Walk in a batting cage. Yeah, about something. If the guy aim for the Rav. Yeah, they're different shtickles.
So that's just before late and then you get the.
Yeah, but Monashach.
Now I see why you have such good aim.
Yeah, you dent the hat. So it's all this is the funs of being a child. Anyways, but guess what happened? They're throwing a strike'im. You know what happened? Va'oisa hayoim on that day. Nifgima. It made a pigam. It made it dented. It made it lacking. Keren hamizbeach. The esrog went and nailed the mizbeach, and it took a piece off of it. Now, something doesn't really make any sense because look at Rashi.
Rashi has a whole different.
Look at Rashi. Says Rashi, Nifkuma Karanam is 2 lines to the bottom. Al Yedei Alvonim, stones. I don't know. Rashi.
Their esrogim were that hard.
I don't know. He went to Hafgana over there and picked up the stones. I don't know what's going on over here. That's what Rashi says. I don't know what to do with Rashi.
Maybe
But
a trick had a stone and ricocheted or something?
I don't know. Al Yedei Alvonim Shezarkavai. Maybe it started with this, right? Even before they know it, they're throwing the standards. Panovich style. I don't know. Anyways, weiter in the Gemara, they view bul shel melach, and they brought a clump of salt. Rashi says a fistful of salt, usat muhu, and they fixed it up. They pushed the salt on the mizbeach to make it a square. Says the Gemara, you know why? Loi mipnei shehochshel avoda. Not because it makes it kosher. So why do they do it? Elo mipnei shlo yireh mizbeach pagum. It's not covered. Can you imagine the mizbeach sitting there and it's missing a piece? So they ran and they got something and they shoved it on just to make the mizbeach look good. And says the Gemara, you know why? Shekol mizbeach, any mizbeach. She'ein lo, that does not have loy kavesh, a ramp, loy karen, the horn, loy yisoy, not the base, loy ribu'ah, not squared out. Pasul le'avoidot, pasul. Or easier, you don't keep that open. I want to show everyone a picture of the
It makes no sense.
Well, oh no, that's why. It's possible they just
We just said they did it so it wasn't possible.
no.
But then they did it.
No, the other way.
It was.
No, the other way. Rabbi Nachum, the Gemara is saying it's loy el mimnei shelo yireh. It didn't actually make it kosher. It just made it not look bad. That's the part. I mean, the mizbeach was possible because it was missing a piece, but it just didn't look bad. They rounded it off. That's what the previous Gemara was saying. Let's learn one more line, then we'll show a picture. Even the soivev. Even the soivev, again, Stam, if you need a little education in our Mizbeach, here it is. Here's the education of the Mizbeach. You see all the different parts, the ramp, the Karen is the horns, and the soivev is the part around,
Red?
is the edge around, is a ledge. Is a ledge here, look at it, it's the ledge around the bottom half of the Mizbeach. Ledge around bottom Mizbeach, you can see it over here. We have 1 more minute. Perfect. Let's just do one last shtickle. Amar Rav Bar Chana, and we have to do Chazar. I know we keep on pushing, but we're going to do Chazar. Chavra, Shabbos, and then Chanukah. Amar Rav Bar Chana. And Avi, figure out what we do. Maybe we'll do a spreadsheet matzah. We'll go out to eat afterwards. I don't know. Let's figure it out. Amar Rav Bar Chana. That will be like our Chanukah party. Oh, the new diner. It's opening up, mamish now.
But everything is in place. All you have to do is kosher in place.
There you go. Amar Rav Chana, Amar Rav Yechanan. Sheetin. Here we go. Let's finish up. Sheetin. The sheetin were the pipes in the Mizbeach. Misheshes Yimei Bereshis Nivru were created during the 6 days of creation. Shenamar, as the pasuk says, Chamuke Yerechayich, which literally means concealed flanks, are the art school words. Kimoy Chalaim, like jewels. Maise Yidei Uman, the acts of the craftsman. And the Gemara now darshins, what does this pasuk mean? This is a pasuk in Shir Hashirim. Chamuki Yerechayich, you know what that refers to? Elu Ashitin, that refers to the shitin on the Mizbeach. Kimoy, which were like Chalaim. Chalaim were like pipes. Shemechulolin, that were hollow. The yardim, and they went down. They went through the mizbeach. There were pipes. They went all the way down ad hatahoim, till the depths. Mamish went down and down and down. Maisi de uman. What does that mean? Zu maisi de umnasai shalakadish baruch hu. These are the maisim of Hashem Himself. This is teaching us that there was underneath the mizbeach, there was a hole, a pipe, and this is where all the nisachim, all the libations, the water, the wine ran through, and went all the way down, 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 down until eternity. And this wasn't created by man; this was created by none other than Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Stop over here. Let's get a good chazar over Shabbos.